Okay, so how can I explain what my software does without confusing people with words like funnels and workflows? That's interesting. So how can I explain what my software does without confusing people? So when you're doing that sales process, how do you not like feature overwhelm them? A lot of folks struggle with this. My encouragement is the bridge. That's what I call it, the bridge. It's 4 P's: person, problem, product, payoff. The bridge is how you connect a stranger to your solution, and it's person, problem, product, payoff. So if someone says, it's usually the question is like, what do you do? Help me understand, what do you do? You could say, or like, tell me what your software does, what your business does. You could say like, well, we've got workflows, we've got funnels, we've got automations, we can do birthday campaigns, we can do nurture flows, we have smart lists and contacts and CRMs and da 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 da. And you're just listing out things that's what creates the overwhelm. Even when you start to deep dive into it, like, it creates more confusion, and people, like, confused buyers don't exist. They buy with clarity, not with confusion. And so person, problem, product, payoff. This is a story framework to give them clarity and actually give them kind of like a portable, transferable message. So even if they're not your right prospect, they'll pass it on to somebody else because it sounds like a good story someone should be a part of. And so so we're gonna get specific. Let's go, let's pretend you're just serving folks that live nearby you, and you live, I grew up in a small town called Ramona, California. Let's go with that. So person, problem, product, payoff. Person, like, what do you do, Matt? Well, and I'm gonna go on person, problem. I'm gonna lead with person, problem. Well, you know how Ramona-based businesses struggle with like lead generation and just staying organized for predictable growth or showing up online, like, right? So I have to decide on a problem, and I need to be good at talking about that problem in a way that they would understand. So you know how Ramona-based businesses, I could say this is like, don't have easy access, or like, you know how Ramona-based businesses don't have grants for lead generation like some other cities. Now, I'm saying this because I know Ramona is a small town. It's unincorporated. It's not a city. I'm sure there's one city out there that has grants for lead generation, but the problem is leads. And I'm specifically talking about it in their context. So you know how Ramona-based businesses don't have grants or free money for lead gen, and so it's a little bit harder for them to grow? Well, we've put together a system that helps them show up organically, actually be found from AI models there. So they're getting free, unlimited leads every single month, and they never have to spend a dime on Facebook ads or worry about applying for grants. What I did there: person, problem, product, payoff. I got very specific. And you might be wondering, like, man, what do you like? How does HighLevel fit into that? In my mind, I'm thinking about reviews automation. Like, that's it. It asks for a review, the review replies, and then AI replies to it. Maybe I'm thinking about plugging in something like llms.txt. It's like the indexing file for open, like, large language models, but it's basically SEO, like social proof reviews SEO, and then structural content SEO. They're pretty binary plug and play solutions inside of HighLevel, where it's like, I turned on the, be indexed by search or, large language models, and I turned on the review automation. So it asks for reviews, and then when a review comes in, it replies to it. And I'm going to configure my AI reviews so that it, uses keywords, that they want to rank for. And that's it. Now, is there more stuff that it could do? Yeah, but like, that clarity for them is like, oh, I get it. Ramona-based businesses have a problem with like growing, getting lead gen. I contextualize it to them to make it feel more potent, more specific. Whereas like, they don't have grants for free, for free money to run lead gen. There's probably other cities that suffer with the same problem. But if I said that to somebody in Ramona, they might walk away and be like, oh, that's a like, even if they don't own a business, they're like, oh, that's an understandable problem. And now if they know someone who owns a business, that is a story that they would want to invite someone else into. You know how Ramona-based businesses struggle to kind of grow because we don't have free grants for lead generation like some other cities? Well, we put together a system that helps them get organic leads, unlimited free leads from things like AI search engines, so they never have to spend a dime on Facebook ads or any kind of advertising to consistently grow. And so now they're like, the pain is small town, doesn't have free money to run advertising. The payoff is, what if there was a system that got you leads for free, organically, without paying for money? And if that is a compelling enough problem and payoff, they'll invite other people to it, or they themselves will say like, well, tell me more. I have a business. I would love that, you know? And so that's what you actually got to get good at, is the person, problem, product, payoff. So it causes you have to get specific on the person, should try and get specific about the problem. The product is just there to connect them to understand there's something to buy for the solution, and the payoff should be something they want to move forward into. And so my challenge is, you don't talk about the parts and the pieces. You talk about the problem and the payoff. Avoid the parts and pieces, focus on the problem and the payoff. What you just saw was a clip from one of our coaching calls. I do one-on-one calls with people. I also do small group stuff. We do live events. If that's what you're looking for, kind of like a community or specific guidance and assistance, I'm going to put a link down below. Would love to talk with you, see if it's a good fit. Hop on and see how we can help you in that way. Otherwise, I've got actually another clip here that I think you're going to enjoy.